And in terms of the concept of wind, I have defined the wind, provided the information about the importance of wind in the atmosphere, what is the role and significance of wind, as well as I have classified the wind into various categories. In terms of definition of wind, I have given information that the horizontal movement of air is known as the wind, and that moves from high pressure belt towards the low pressure belt areas. On the basis of the variability and directions, as well as their nature of flow as a global or the local phenomena, it has been classified in terms of permanent wind, that is also known as planetary or the invariable wind or the prevailing wind. There are the another type of wind that is known as seasonal or periodic wind, and the later, the third type of wind is classified in terms of local winds. In terms of the permanent wind, I have discussed that those winds that blow in a larger dimension at global scale in the form of the global circulation or in the form of the general circulation, where the direction of the wind movement is more or less constant following the pressure belts and its distribution over their surface. That type of wind is known as permanent wind. That is also called as prevailing wind or planetary wind, because the permanent wind or the planetary winds covers the whole globe in the form of the general and the global circulation. And these wind movements occurred from the areas of the high pressure belts towards the areas of the low pressure belt, and further classified in terms of trade winds, westerlies, and polar easterlies. Trade winds are those type of the winds that blow in the tropical region. Most importantly, these winds blow from the subtropical high pressure belt towards the equatorial low pressure belt areas. Subtropical high pressure belt, that is located at 25 to 30-degree north latitudes, as well as 25 to 30 degrees south latitudes, are the zone of the high pressure belt, and that is the areas from where the wind start moving. These are the areas of divergence and anticyclonic region. Subtropical high pressure belts are the areas of the divergent wind movements from where the wind start moving, and the wind that is coming from the northeast direction towards the southwest direction in the northern hemisphere from subtropical high pressure belts towards the equatorial low pressure belt is termed as northeast trade wind. These winds causes the rainfall in the eastern margin of the continent, and when they enters into the western margin of the continent, then their moisture is, they become dry. That's why we see that in eastern part of the continent, in the latitudes of tropical region, there is the rainfall is recorded, or there is the more moisture in compared to the western part of the continent. And that's why most of the desert of the world is located in western part of the continent in tropical region. desert of California, desert of Arizona, the desert of Atacama and Kalahari, the desert of the Southwest Australia. These are the winds that is coming from the northeast direction and moves towards the southwest directions in the northern hemisphere, and the trade wind that moves from the southwest directions towards the northeast direction in the southern hemisphere. Both the type of trade winds causes for the rainfall in eastern part of the continent rather than in the western margins of the continent. And this is the reason that the western margin of the continent are dry and more hot in compared to the eastern margin of the continent. These are the important aspect of the trade winds. Generally, the term trade winds are associated with the trade, like the in English, the business or the movement of the goods and the services from one component of exchange to the another component of exchange. That is known as the trade. Circulations and the flow of goods and materials from one party to another party. And that is there during the time of the medieval or the early in the historical period. The trade through the oceanic routes or through the horse medium of horses and the lower level of the transportations, they follow the wind directions. And I am sure that among all the global circulations are the types of the permanent winds. The wind that moves in tropical region, that is the trade wind, and the directions are generally in constant. They don't change their directions with changing season, that is permanent more or less. That's why the traders follow the track of these wind routes. And someone may term it, the trade is derived by the word track. That is the German word track, trade, track. And that is the synonyms, that is the in the same meanings, the trade and the track is adopted from the German side, and that's why this is classified as the trade winds. So in northern hemisphere, that is coming from the subtropical high pressure belts from the northeast directions. That's why it is called as northeast trade wind. And in the southern hemisphere, that is coming from the southeast directions, and that goes towards the northwest directions. That is coming from the southwest directions, and that the southeast directions, and that goes towards the northwest directions. That's why it is called as southeast trade wind. And when it crosses to the equator, it becomes to the southwest wind. So trade winds are generally regular in the winter season rather than in the summer season, but more or less their directions are constant. Wind, yes. Any question? Yeah. The zone, I in previous class I have told that uh, the equatorial low pressure belt that attracts the wind from the northern hemisphere as well as southern hemisphere in the form of the northeast. This section's paint is there. 1 minute, I think that there is the whiteboard. A whiteboard is there. Private to only me. intertropical convergence zone. Intertropical convergence zone means the zone of the equator that is at the 0 degree latitude, that is the line of the equator, and that is the largest circle over the globe. This equator attracts the air masses or the wind that is coming from the northeast trade wind in the form of northeast trade wind as well as in the form of southeast trade wind. Both the winds that is coming from the subtropical high pressure belt of the northern hemisphere as well as the subtropical high pressure belt of southern hemisphere, they meets to each other as a zone of convergence near to the equator. And this is known as the intertropical convergence zone, ITCZ. But we know that ITCZ that is located at 0 degree latitude is shifted because of the shifting of these solar radiations over the earth. When the sun shines vertically overhead at Tropic of Cancer at 23.5 degree north latitude during the summer solstice at 21st June or the 22nd June. On that day, the sun shines vertically overhead at Tropic of Cancer. So this ITCZ, intertropical convergence zone, that was located in equator also shifted towards the Tropic of Cancer. And this shifting of ITCZ in the northern hemisphere because of the shifting of the vertical sun is called as North Intertropical Convergence Zone, an NITCZ. When the whole convergence zone shifted towards the northern hemisphere at Tropic of Cancer during the summer season because of the sun is vertical overhead at Tropic of Cancer. In the same way, during the winter solstice, when the sun is vertically overhead at Tropic of Capricorn and sun shines vertically overhead at Tropic of Capricorn, that is the latitude of 23.5 degrees south latitude. And when there is the summer season in southern hemisphere and sun is vertically at this line of Tropic of Capricorn, the whole ITCZ that is there at equator shifted towards the southern hemisphere near to the Tropic of Capricorn. And this shifting of the intertropical convergence zone in the southern hemisphere is called as South Intertropical Convergence Zone. In northern summer, NITCZ is formed near to the latitude of 20 degree north latitude, and in southern hemisphere this SITCZ, South Intertropical Convergence Zone, is formed near to the Tropic of Capricorn, that is 20 or 15 to 20 degrees south latitude, and this is the shifting of NITCZ and SITCZ. And I hope that it is clear to all of you. NITCZ and SITCZ.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
okay.
sir,
Then,
I have a question, sir. Sir,
sorry.
yes, sir, sir. These northeast trade winds are already dry, sir. So how it induces the desert formation in the west?
Yeah, very good. Very good question. That was expecting to all of you. In northeast trade wind, no doubt it is coming and originated in the driest region of the globe, that is the anticyclonic region, that the subtropical high pressure belt, that is still dry, that is dry. But my friend, the wind changes and modified in the way, that is the modification of air masses is recorded when with the reason of the path of their movement. They generally characterized with the passing routes of their movement or the path of their movement, when they crosses to the water bodies of the of the earth, and when they flow over the oceanic surfaces or the lake surfaces, they grasp the moisture from their source region, from their path of movement, and they also observe the certain amount of moisture. And northeast trade wind, the eastern part of the northeast trade wind, that is coming from the northeast direction toward the southwest direction. In the eastern directions, wherever there is the water masses or the water bodies are there, they flow over that water bodies and they grasp the moisture and the water vapor from their oceanic surfaces, and they become moisture laden, and eastern part of the continent have received the amount of certain amount of rainfall or the thunderstorm or the rainfall because of this modification of northeast trade wind. But when it reaches towards the western margins, the moisture, whatever they have grasped the moistures, they they become the moistureless and they become further dry. Whether am I are you satisfied with the answer, Suraj? This is the reason. Okay. There is another type of the trade wind that is known as westerlies. Westerlies are very important trade wind, and because they move from the southwest direction in the northern hemisphere, it is called as westerlies. And the zone of westerlies is from subtropical high pressure belt towards the subpolar low pressure belt areas. And subtropical high pressure belt is formed near to the latitude of 30° or 35° north latitude, that varies from 25 to 30° north latitude. Subtropical high pressure belt is formed, as well as it is also formed in southern hemisphere from the latitude of 25° south to the 30° south latitude. This is the zone of subtropical high pressure belt. And wind start moving from the subtropical high pressure belt towards the subpolar low pressure belt areas from the direction of southwest. And in this process, that wind causes rainfall in the western margin of continent, because they grasp the they move from the southwest directions towards the northeast direction. They take the moistures from the surfaces and causes for the rainfall in southwestern part of the continent. Southwesterlies or the westerlies wind are more stronger in southern hemisphere. This is the question that is asked in the IAS examinations, that westerlies wind are more stronger in southern hemisphere or in northern hemisphere. Then your answer must be in southern hemisphere. Why the westerlies wind are more stronger in southern hemisphere? Because over dominance of the oceans, or there are the uniform surface of the oceans. That's why the westerlies wind are more stronger in the southern hemisphere. And there is a special term that denotes their capacity. एक term है roaring 40s. Roaring 40s मतलब गरजने वाली 40°. When the westerlies wind crosses and moves in the 40° south latitudes, they become so stronger. They become so energetic. Their wind velocity is very high. That's why this is called as roaring 40s. कौन सी wind? Westerlies wind. किस हेमिस्फीयर की westerlies? तो southern hemisphere की westerlies. इसको 40° साउथ लैटिट्यूड्स पे हम रोरिंग 40s कहते हैं, लेकिन जब ये 50° तक जाती है इसका नाम हो जाता है फ्यूरियस 50s. At 50° south latitudes, These westerlies wind is termed as furious 50s. लेकिन जब ये 60 डिग्री साउथ लैटिट्यूड पे जाती है, इसका नाम हो जाता है श्रिंकिंग 60s. थोड़ा सा श्रिंक ये हो जाती है. तो रोअरिंग 40s, फ्यूरियस 50s और श्रिंकिंग 60s ये लैटिट्यूड्स का नाम है साउथ हेमिस्फीयर का, जहां पे वेस्टर्लीज विंड मूव करती है सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर में. रोअरिंग 40s, फ्यूरियस 50s, ये सब याद रहना चाहिए. अक्सर ये फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चंस ये पूछ देता है आपके आम कंपटीशंस में भी और सिविल सर्विसेज में भी. विच विंड इज कॉल्ड एज रोअरिंग 40s? then your answer must be westerlies. इसमें ऑप्शंस दे देता है westerlies of north hemisphere at 40 degree north. That will be wrong. Westerlies of southern hemisphere at 40 degree south. That will be wrong. Right. So these are the westerlies wind that is called. Another wind type. Sorry. Yeah. The northern westerlies are somehow complicated because northern westerlies follow the local pressure cell also. There are the certain pressure variations in summer and winter season. That is because of the land and water contrast is more in the northern hemisphere. अभी लेक है, फिर अभी कॉन्टिनेंट आ जाएगा, लैंड आ जाएगा. लैंड चल रहा है, फिर अचानक बीच में कोई बड़ा सा लेक आ गया या कोई बड़ा सा वो समंदर मिड अटलांटिक ओशन आ गया, बेरिंग स्ट्रेट आ गया, नॉर्थ सी आ गया. तो लैंड एंड वाटर मिक्सचर and land and water contrast is more in the northern hemisphere. That's why there may be a local pressure variations or the local pressure cell is formed in the northern hemisphere, and that disturb to the whole wind process and wind movement. And these complexities are not there in the southern hemisphere. If there is the uniform Pacific Ocean sea है, southern sea है, तो थोड़ा सा कंट्रास्ट बहुत ज्यादा नहीं. टेरा डिल फ्यूगो, that is the lower most part of the southern America, साउथ अमेरिका का जो आपका अर्जेंटीना के नीचे का जो पार्ट है, टियरा डेल फ्यूगो, या छोटे छोटे कुछ कुछ आइलैंड्स हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया के नीचे भी, तो आप देखेंगे बहुत ज्यादा लैंड मासेस नहीं है सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर. इसलिए सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर को हम वाटर हेमिस्फीयर भी कहते हैं और नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर को लैंड हेमिस्फीयर भी कहा जाता है, क्योंकि बिकॉज ऑफ द लैंड डोमिनेंस इज देयर. If there will be the contrast of the land and water bodies and their nature of heating and cooling is already different, land quickly heated and water masses, water bodies, they take time in heating as well as they take time in cooling. लैंड का नेचर क्या है, जल्दी से गर्म हो गया और बहुत जल्दी ठंडा हो जाता है. तो ये दिन रात और सीजनल जो वेरिएशंस है लैंड और वाटर बॉडीज के डिफरेंशियल हीटिंग एंड कूलिंग का, ये नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में बहुत स्ट्रांग है. इसलिए ये विंड चूंकि फॉलो करते हैं आपके हाई प्रेशर से लो प्रेशर की ओर, तो अगर कहीं कहीं लोकल वेरिएशंस आ जाएगा तो उनके रास्ते जो है मुतासिर हो जाते हैं, अफेक्ट हो जाते हैं. इसलिए जो है द विंड मूवमेंट इज somehow irregular in compared to the southern hemisphere, in where the over dominance of a single land surfaces or the single ground, that is the water surfaces, are recorded. Another trade wind is known as polar easterlies. polar easterlies मतलब नॉर्थ ईस्ट के डायरेक्शन से ईस्टर्ली विंड्स के फॉर्म में हाई प्रेशर बेल्ट, जहां पे पोलर हाई प्रेशर बेल्ट से सब पोलर लो प्रेशर बेल्ट की ओर जो हवाएं बहती हैं उसे हम पोलर ईस्टर्लीज कहते हैं. एंड दे आर वेरी ड्राई, दे आर वेरी हैवी एंड दे आर वेरी कोल्ड because they are coming from the polar region. So polar easterlies are such type of the permanent wind which blow from the polar high pressure belt towards the subpolar low pressure belt areas. And we know that polar wind is very cool, very colder, they are very heavier, their density is very high, and they have the less moisture. Moisture और ह्यूमिडिटी भी कम है इसके अंदर, क्योंकि ये ड्राई एरिया से आ रही है, क्योंकि ये कोल्डर एरिया से आ रही है. तो wind is characterized and wind take the characteristics of its source region. Source region मतलब वो सारे surfaces जिसके ऊपर wind जो है form होता है. ग्राउंड के सरफेस का नेचर जिसके ऊपर विंड जो है आपके है या विंड का फॉर्मेशन हो रहा है. तो विंड टेक्स और द एयर मासेस टेक द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स फ्रॉम देयर सोर्स रीजन, एंड दैट्स व्हाई they become warmer if they are originated from the warmer surfaces. They become colder if they are originating from the colder surfaces. And wind that is coming from the polar areas are very colder, very dry, less moisture. They have the larger density, and when they moves towards the subpolar low pressure belt areas and converges with the westerlies that is coming from the subtropical high pressure belt that is coming from the southwest direction towards the northeast direction, and these westerlies wind are warmer because they are coming from the hot areas or the warm areas. These winds have the moisture. These winds are lighter in weight. These winds are lesser in density, warmer in weight, warmer in temperature, and moisture laden wind. The wind that is coming from the subtropical high pressure belt and another wind that is coming from the colder areas, when they meets to each other at the subpolar low pressure belt areas, then there is another convergence zone is recorded, and that is known as polar convergence zone. Subpolar low pressure belt पे जो convergence zone बनता है उसे हम कहते हैं polar convergence zone. And because this convergence zone is formed between the two winds having the opposite quality in terms of their temperature, pressure, humidity, wind direction, then the boundary that separates these two type of opposite category wind is called as front. तो फ्रंट किसे कहेंगे? आमतौर पे हम लोग फ्रंट कहते हैं सीमा को, सीमांत, सीमाग्र. सीमा कहते हैं जैसे बॉर्डर है, मान लो कि इंडिया और चाइना, इंडिया और पाकिस्तान के बीच का एक बॉर्डर लाइन है. एक आपका फौज है इंडिया का, दूसरा फौज है चाइना का. दोनों अपोजिट क्वालिटी में है, उनकी डेंसिटी अलग है, टेम्परेचर अलग है, मान लो उनका मॉइस्चर कैटेगरी अलग है. दोनों अगर एक जगह आके मिल जाएंगे तो जो बाउंड्री है जो इन दोनों फौजों को अलग कर रही है उसे कहते हैं फ्रंट. उसी तरीके से एटमॉस्फेयर में इफ द टू एयर मासेस that is coming from the different directions and that is coming from the different source region, their characteristics and their qualities, their properties are different in terms of temperature, pressure, humidity, and the weight and density. Their directions are different. Then the line that separates these two different एयर मासेस हॉरिजॉन्टल लेवल पे, ये दोनों एयर मासेस को अलग करने वाली जो बाउंड्री लाइन है उसे ही हम फ्रंट कहते हैं. और ये फ्रंट बनता है पोलर रीजन पे वेरी स्ट्रांगली. सब पोलर रीजन पे बहुत ही स्ट्रांग फ्रंट बनता है क्योंकि यह एक ऐसा जोन है, सब पोलर लो प्रेशर बेल्ट, जहां पे दो डिफरेंट क्वालिटीज ऑफ एयर मासेस का कन्वर्जेंस होता है. एक है वेस्टर्लीज विंड और दूसरा जो है पोलर ईस्टर्लीज है. इन दोनों की खासियतें बिल्कुल अलग अलग, टेम्परेचर अलग अलग है। पोलर ईस्टर्लीज बहुत ही ठंडा है, वेस्टर्लीज बहुत ही गर्म है। एक के अंदर ह्यूमिडिटी बहुत कम है, मॉइस्चर बहुत कम है, जो पोलर एरिया से आ रही है। वेस्टर्लीज के अंदर मॉइस्चर है। पोलर एरिया से जो विंड आ रही है उसकी डेंसिटी ज्यादा है, क्योंकि वो कोल्डर है और कोल्ड एयर की डेंसिटी ज्यादा होती है। और जो एयर वार्मर है उसका वेट कम है, डेंसिटी कम है, क्योंकि वो वार्मर एरिया से आ रही है। इनका कन्वर्जेंस कहाँ हो रहा है, कहाँ मीट कर रहे हैं एक दूसरे से? सब पोलर लो प्रेशर बेल्ट। जब ये कन्वर्जेंस ऑफ विंड होता है तो वहां फ्रंट बनेगा। जब फ्रंट बनेगा, जिसको हम फ्रंटोजेनेसिस कहते हैं, ये फर्स्ट स्टेप है साइक्लोन के बनने का। फ्रंट का फॉर्मेशन इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप, इज द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द साइक्लोन, दैट इज द टेम्परेट साइक्लोन। उसके बाद जो है फ्रंट धीरे धीरे मैच्योर होता है और एक सर्कुलर पाथ में ये आपके जब मूवमेंट होता है उसे ही तो साइक्लोन कहते हैं। एक लो प्रेशर सिस्टम है जहां पे लो प्रेशर सेंटर में है और आसपास हाई प्रेशर एरियाज है। तो हाई प्रेशर से सारे चारों तरफ से हवाएं सर्कुलर डायरेक्शंस में लो प्रेशर की ओर आने लगती हैं, तो एक सर्कुलर मोशंस विंड का स्टार्ट हो जाता है। लो प्रेशर सिस्टम इन द सेंटर and the high pressure system in the outer margin, and wind moves in a circular directions from high pressure towards the low pressure areas, and that is the causes for the formation of the cyclone. So this is the brief introduction of the winds and its type and their qualities. Next class में हम लोग पीरियाडिक विंड पढ़ेंगे, सीजनल विंड, फिर लोकल विंड पढ़ेंगे। उसके बाद हम लोग एयर मासेस और दूसरी थ्योरीज पढ़ेंगे। थैंक यू। यस, एनी क्वेश्चन? Moisture, yeah. When the air is dry and when it picks up the moisture, their velocity may be affected because the moisture laden wind has the lesser weight. They becomes lighter, then becomes more energetic, और वेलोसिटी ज्यादा हो सकती है थोड़ी, क्योंकि वेट कम होगा। और एंगुलर मोमेंटम में है कि अगर वेट थोड़ा कम हो रहा है तो वेलोसिटी ज्यादा हो। या the more the moisture है, yeah, that may be causes for in tropical cyclone, yeah, because the moisture provided the latent heat of condensation also. You know that the role of moisture is very central in the formation of tropical cyclone, because the tropical cyclone originated only the oceanic surfaces areas. When the wind grasped the heat and the moisture from the oceanic surfaces near the coastal tropical region, they got the latent heat of condensation also. That latent energy and latent heat of condensation causes for the swift movement of air in the tropical cyclone formations. They energizes. Yes, you wanted to share something, Pratik. Yeah. Uh-huh. The velocity of the wind movement in the tropical cyclone is no doubt more sometime, and hurricane, you know that it is the example of that tropical cyclone. And temperate cyclone, the area coverage is more in temperate cyclone, but the area is lesser. The dimensions of cyclone and area is lesser of the tropical cyclone. It influences near to the coast are the only 200, 400, sometime 1,000 kilometer from the coast. but somehow they are coastal. They are influenced by the oceanic and the water surfaces influences. But the temperate cyclone, they are caused by the formations of the frontal in origin. They are causes for the convergence of the wind of the two different air masses. Temperate cyclone. And the wind velocity is somehow compared to the tropical cyclone, the lesser, but the area they cover is larger. Temperate cyclone. Yes, we will discuss in detail when I will share the information about the cyclone and anticyclone, and what is I expect that is the each students they must go through about the previous classes, and that's why they cannot learn if they will not having the clarity of the previous classes in detail. Go through the textbook also. These are very important sections of your general studies as well as your optional papers and your academic exam also. जो भी आपको मटेरियल्स अवेलेबल है नेट पे भी अवेलेबल है और आपके टेक्स्ट बुक है बेसिक टेक्स्ट बुक है एनसीईआरटी पीडीएफ के फॉर्म में आपको एनसीईआरटी अवेलेबल है आप इसको एनसीईआरटी ही पढ़ें तब भी आपकी कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो जाएगी यस सॉरी yeah from second units yeah yeah
सर
yes sure yes Suraj
सर
yeah
सर इसमें मतलब जो आपने एक तो वो बाय वाले लिया सर उसके बाद अब ये
For example, tropical cyclones are formed more in Bay of Bengal, South China Sea, but not in Arabian Sea.
yeah that's why I expected this question. Thank you. This is the very good question, and that question is always being asked in the examinations, and most importantly, interview and the mains examinations. Uh, because there are the certain reason for that. I will discuss detail, but a brief things that I wanted to know. Because beta, we required for tropical cyclone, we need certain conditions. That's then after the tropical cyclone can form. One important thing that is required for the formation of tropical cyclone is temperature. That may be, there should be a 27 or more than 27 or that may be, there must be a more temperature like the 27, 28 or 30, 31, not less than the 27 or 25 degrees Celsius temperature is required. Then it is formed at the oceanic surfaces. It requires the sea, a low pressure areas that is formed over the oceans. And there must be enclosed land areas, enclosed sea. And the nature of and configuration of Bay of Bengal is, this is surrounded by the land area in all the sides. That's why the land and water contrast in terms of differential heating and cooling causes for the formation of the low and high pressure system near the areas of the Bay of Bengal. It is not much open. It is not generally in an open sea. There must be a shallow water, shallow sea that is surrounded by the land areas, and that is the good conditions for the formation of the tropical cyclone in Bay of Bengal. जहाँ चारों तरफ से भूमि से घिरा हुआ एक इनक्लोज्ड गल्फ की तरह जो है आपका ये है बे ऑफ बंगाल है Arabian Sea में there is the differences in larger areas that is open somehow and but the areas where there are the certain enclosedness are there like Red Sea, Persian Gulf. These are the zone of the cyclone also somehow tropical cyclone. अभी जो गोवा के कोस्ट पे केरला के कोस्ट पे भी जो साइक्लोन आया था तो वो अरेबियन सी में ही आया था लेकिन उस एरिया में ज्यादा आता है जहाँ पे लैंड और वाटर कंट्रास्ट प्रेशर का ज्यादा हो और ये स्ट्रांगली हम देखते हैं कि आपके बे ऑफ बंगाल के रीजन में ज्यादा वो है दूसरी चीज है कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट ट्रेड विंड का बड़ा रोल है आपके tropical cyclone. आपके जो नॉर्थ ईस्ट ट्रेड विंड आते हैं, they cross the moisture from the Bay of Bengal. That is very helpful in the formations of the tropical cyclone, that provides the energy to the tropical cyclone because they grasp the moisture from the Bay of Bengal surfaces. But when it enters towards the other, that is coming from the northeast, that's why the Bay of Bengal and the areas of the Bay of Bengal are more in acquaintance with the northeast trade wind rather than in the western part of the India, where it is far from there, and that becomes dry when it goes beyond in the western directions, and they don't cross the moisture. That's why the latent heat of condensation is lesser in the northeast trade wind of the part of that Arabian Sea in compared to the Bay of Bengal. So that is also another factor, and one of the important factor in the formation of tropical cyclone. I will discuss in the detail in the coming sections, in the coming lectures over the cyclone and anticyclone.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.